practice. My name's Kaylee. This is Sasha. She's usually pretty camera shy. We'll see if she sticks around. But with that said, I think a practice like this, we're going to lie down onto the back to start. If you feel comfortable, let your eyes close. You're welcome to peek at the screen if you need visual cues. I'll do my best to give a lot of audio cueing today. So bend the knees, bring the feet and the knees really close together. Feet are down on your yoga mat. Bring your arms into a W shape or a goalpost shape. And then stay in the frame of your yoga mat as you start to tick-tock your knees gently side to side. It's not a big range of motion. Just notice how your hips are feeling. Any sensation in the pelvis, even the lower back here. Notice how your thighs feel. And then just keep rocking the knees side to side, slowing down a little bit if you find anything interesting. A practice like this is such an opportunity, such an invitation to truly, truly slow down enough so that you can sense what your body needs and take exactly what it is that it needs without pushing, without forcing. Continue to tick-tock your knees here and just notice any sensations in your face. Notice if you're gripping around the jaw. Bring some awareness to the space between the eyes. And we'll keep going like this just for a little longer. If you haven't already done so, tune into your breath. So if you can let the breath become just a little bit slower, just a little bit smoother. And let's come through the center and then bring the soles of the feet together. Keep the knees bent as you let the knees drop to the sides. Your heels can be really close to your body, or you might shift the heels a little further away. And then bring your right palm toward like your belly and your left hand around your heart space. See if you can move and inhale down into the belly. So breathe into your right hand that's placed on the belly. Let the belly expand like you're filling up a balloon to about 80% full. And then open your mouth, let it go. Maybe you feel the hips relax a little bit. And this next inhale, bring your awareness to your chest and breathe into your left palm. Let the ribs expand, maybe the collarbones even lift up. Feel the space around the heart, feel the breath swirl around the chest. And open your mouth, let it go. Maybe you feel the shoulders relax, the jaw soften. This next inhale, inhale first into the belly. So breathe into your lower belly, let the belly expand, roll the breath up through the sides of the ribs, all the way up to the center of the chest. Continue to inhale, let the shoulders and the collarbones lift gently. Pause at the top. And then open your mouth when you're ready and let it go. And keep the eyes closed or blink them open. We'll bring the knees into the chest, so feet leave the mat. Bring your palms to your kneecaps and then draw some small circles with your knees over your hips. You might draw big enough circles that you start to engage your abdominals just a little bit here, challenging your balance just a little bit so you're not rolling all the way over onto one side. Switch direction of the circles that you're drawing over your hips here. And then again, those nice, smooth, slower breaths, calming the nervous system. Calming the nervous system is a great way to help downregulate pain signaling as well. Let's stay on the back just a little bit longer, but extend your legs up toward the ceiling. No need to straighten out the knees. But let's separate the feet to about hips distance and then draw some circles with your ankles. Just move through your feet, maybe spread the toes. Switch the direction of the ankle circles, right? So that smooth, slower breath, even closing the eyes down when you can, are nice ways to signal to the nervous system that you're safe, that it's okay to relax. And when that happens, a lot of the kind of just residual muscular tension that shows up when we're in pain, a lot of that can soften up a bit. Let's draw the knees into the chest, crossing at the ankles, and then rock forward and backward until you can work your way. We're going to go right into a down dog today. No worries, no need to get there quickly. Take your time. Maybe come to a tabletop with me. We'll meet in a down dog. You can take a cat cow if you'd like. Take some body circles. And then finding downward facing dog when you're ready. Again, generous bend in the knees is always awesome. Maybe you lift your heels and pedal out your dog. Press down into your hands, lengthening through the arms, and then extending through the entire length of your torso here. So find some space between the underarm and the hip crease. From downward facing dog, we're going to step the right foot through between the thumbs and then lower your left knee all the way down. Bring your hands to your right thigh as you lift up into a low lunge. Shrug your shoulders around a little bit. I like to go alternating right shoulder back, left shoulder back. And then settle into your lunge. You might choose to shift a little bit in and out of that left hip flexor space. I have my toes tucked. You can absolutely have them untucked. Some people feel better with them untucked. Some people, the knee has a lot to say about that. So do what feels most comfortable on your back knee here. Now let's pause and find your version of this stretch, extending the left hip forward and breathing. Set the eyes to one spot, or perhaps you close the eyelids back down, get a little extra challenge for the balance in them. You relax through the sides of the neck. And we are going to reach the arms up, so reach the wrists away from the hips. Again, extend through the entire torso. So feel each one of the bones in your spine lengthening away from the ones next to it. And just a tiny bit more space there. Breathe in. Maybe you spiral your pinky fingers inward a little bit. And then let's find a winged arm, but keep your chest lifted. It's a little back bend, pulling your heart through here, continuing to press that left hip forward. Stay here or interlace your hands at your lower back, continuing to extend the hip forward, gentle back bend. No need to find the hugest range of motion, but can you feel into a shape in the body that feels spacious in the front side? All the way from the top of the left front thigh area, through the belly, through the chest, maybe you even tilt your chin up, find space in the front of the neck, breathing in. And then gently release your fingertips around your front heel as you start to stretch back through your right hip. Right toes can leave them out, right knee can be bent a lot or not at all. Or a little bit, right? So anywhere in that range, big bend in the knee, a little bend in the knee, or none at all. Can you breathe into the sensations in your body? Again, practicing calming the nervous system. So softening your eyes, whether the eyelids are open or closed. Lengthening and smoothing out your breath. Doing a little jaw check. A little shoulder check. We'll start to rebend the front knee. We're going to bring that right foot actually back in space. Plant the hands down if you were on your fingers. So we're in a 3-point tabletop press back through your right heel. Lengthening out through your spine here, lifting your lower abdominals away from the mat or the floor. Shift forward a little bit, take a big breath in. And then we're going to bring right knee toward the right elbow, really, really squeeze in. Let's extend the right leg back, look over your left shoulder, tap the right toes down, out to the left. So you're finding a side stretch through the right side of the body. And breathe into that. Take one more inhale, and then we're going to go right knee to the right tricep. Try and keep your torso parallel to the ground so you're not dipping over to the right, but really getting into the right obliques. On an inhale, kick the leg back to the left, look over your shoulder. On an exhale, a little tricep crunch again. Torso stays parallel to the earth. Once more, breathe in. And breathe out. We're actually going to kick it back to the left one more time, so 1.5 more. Hold it there. Bring your right foot, or your left foot, excuse me, that's the left foot over to the right, and the right knee behind the left. And start to walk your hips back, crawl the fingertips back until you can have a seat between your heels. Totally okay to have that top knee pop up a lot. Finding Gomukhasana legs here. If this is a no-go, just slide the left leg on top of the right in more of a crisscross position. Either way, reach your arms up, lengthen through the side body, and then cactus your elbows, pull the heart through, tip the chin up gently. Do that with your inhale, so lift the arms up, bring your neck through neutral, crown of the head points up. And then exhale, as you arch your spine, chin tilts up, elbows point back. Long inhale again, reach up, look straight forward. Exhale, pull down, lift your gaze upward. Reach up, neutral spine, breathe in. This time we're going to take a twist, bringing your right hand to the left knee, and then dropping the left fingers back behind you. Stay long in the spine here. Stay spacious in your lower back by drawing the abdominals, the lower abdominals inward and slightly upward. Uddiyana Bandha, pulling the lower abdominals not just in, but also up. Find a lift there as you continue to let the hips get heavy. And then gradually, you might start to bring your chin toward the back shoulder. 2 more deep breaths. One more. Stay long in the spine as you breathe in. And then twist just a little bit further as you breathe out. Look forward toward the top of the space. We're going to straighten out the legs in front for a moment. Maybe paddle them out. Hands back behind you so you can just kind of lean back. And then relax the legs, straighten them back out. Reach your arms up. Knees can always be bent here. Now we're going to fold forward. Leave a little space between the feet so ankles are about hips distance. Let your belly rest on your thighs. Let the head drop. And connect with the breath again. See if you can take those slow and smooth breaths down into your back sides. Breathe into the bottom of your lungs, around the back side of your waist. And 2 more breaths. Your head is loose. If it's hanging free, slowly nod the chin from shoulder to shoulder, relaxing the back of the neck, relaxing the jaw. And then start to walk the hands back toward your hips. Press into your fingertips. Draw the abdominal wall up and in as you lift up. Cross the ankles. Tabletop or downward facing dog. Take your time. And then just check in. Notice any difference in the energy in your body, the sensations in your body. Maybe the right leg feels a little different after we worked on it, but maybe both legs feel quite a bit different. We did some stretches for both sides. From here, we're going to step the left foot between the thumbs and lower the right knee down, hands to the left thigh as you lift up into Anjaneyasana, our low lunge. Back toes can be tucked or untucked to your choice. Maybe you add just a little oscillation, a little rocking forward and backward. Either way, bring some awareness to the inner thighs. See if you can pull the inner thighs toward midline and toward your groin. So we're finding stability there. And one of the things that can help with is keeping that front knee aligned. So the front knee is not tracking in or out. It's just working its way right toward the second or third toe on your left foot. Find a spot, let yourself settle in for a moment. Take some breaths. In addition to the inner thighs pulling toward midline and up, pull or kind of hug the outer edges of the hips in. Now let's take the arms up. So you've got that nice stable base in the legs, lifting the lower belly, stretching the rib cage away from your hips. Breathe in. And then wing the arms, keep the torso upright, back bend here. Keep pressing that right hip forward. Maybe you tip the chin up. And keep the arms the way they are, or find an interlace. Put the opposite pinky on the outside if you're interlacing the fingers, so it might feel a little awkward. And breathe, breathe into your body. Continue to find those little stability anchors in the legs and the abdominals. And draw the shoulders down the back just a little further. Breathe in. And then frame your left heel with your fingers. Gently press back through your hips for your hamstring stretch. And meet the pose with your breath. So meet the sensations with the breath and your awareness. See if you can meet the sensations, even the challenging ones, with some softness. So certainly we're not working to create enough sensation ever that would cause pain or injury or harm. But sometimes we are working to create enough sensation as to move out of our comfort zone, to give the body just enough of a challenge, just enough stimulus to signal it to grow, to adapt in the ways that we're asking it to. So to gently, gradually improve or maintain our range of motion. And sometimes that process does feel a little intense, a little edgy. Can you soften around it, particularly with your breath? Let the lower jaw get heavy. Let the musculature around the eyes relax. And we'll start to rebend the front knee just enough to plant the hands down. You press down into your hands and then slide that left leg all the way back. Shoulders are over your wrists. You can adjust that if you need. Find that alignment. Press the mat away, drive down through your shoulders, then bring your left knee toward your left elbow. Give it a good squeeze. We're going to kick the left leg back, look over your right shoulder, and then bring the left foot out to the right for your side stretch. So feel one long line of energy from the outside of the left ankle all the way up the outer left hip, the left side waist, maybe even the left side of the neck as you take your eyeballs toward that back foot. Breathe in. Now we're going to go left knee to the left tricep. Try and keep the chest lifted and both of your arms strong. Inhale, swing it back over to the right and take a peek. Exhale, knee to the tricep. One more like that. Breathe in. Breathe out. We kick back to the right, pause. The foot that's on the mat, right foot, is going to work to the left. The left knee is going to tuck behind the right. Separate your feet wide and then walk the hips back between the heels. Again, if the right knee doesn't want to stay on top of the left, if it's nowhere near it, don't force it. And also just take a cross-legged position. So same thing, once you settle in, feel into the stretch of the sides of the hips. Anywhere else that it might show up, maybe in the calves, reach the arms up, lengthen through your side body, neutral spine here. So look straight forward, breathe in. As you exhale, pull the arms back and down, maybe at a slight angle, and lift the chin up. So I'll turn to the side. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, reach up, neutral spine, eyes forward, nose forward. Exhale, pull the arms back. Maybe it's at a slight angle. So instead of trying to come right down toward the outside of the hip, you go slightly back. Inhale, reach up, neutral spine, draw the lower abdominals in. And then exhale, little back bend, stretch. Reach up, breathe in, keep the spine neutral, and then add your rotation. So chin stays level, bringing the right fingertips back behind you. Lift the chest, roll your right shoulder blade down your back, and breathe. Always okay in these twists to add a little bit of movement for the neck or the jaw, maybe not the head. And keep cycling back to an awareness of your breath. So 2 more, breathing as if you could inhale from your tailbone all the way up through the crown of the head, sitting tall. And then as you exhale, draw the abdominals back and up as you rotate. So 1 more, tall spine, big breath in. And then twist with your exhale. Look forward. This time we're going to bring the legs to a butterfly shape. So you can bring the hands to the feet and let's just gently kind of bounce the knees. You can absolutely adjust butterfly by bringing your heels closer or further away. Go ahead and keep bouncing the heels, or knees, excuse me, as you bring your hands into a little sling around the outer edge of your feet. So we're going to hold the feet there, straight arms if you can. Heart is kind of stretching forward through the upper arms. Let's let go of the bouncing. Keep straightening the arms, pull the heart forward so you're hinging at your hips. Hinge as far as you can, and then allow your head to drop and your spine to round a little bit. The elbows might start to press down to the inner thighs, and you can adjust the grip if you would prefer not to have that sling on the outsides of your feet. Just move the hands to the ankles or move your thumbs to your instep. Anytime you land in a forward fold, it's nice to give the head a gentle little nod, do a little jaw check. We're going to finish up by slowly rolling out of butterfly. Use your hands to bring the knees together, hug them in. Wrap your forearms around the shins or hold on to your shins with your hands. And then just drop your head down toward your knees. Little seated child's pose. In seated child's pose here, we're going to kind of open up the low back by pushing your feet, press down and away from you with your feet without letting your feet actually move. Maybe you lift the toes, so you're pressing down and away with the heels to open up through the low back, scooping the pelvis under a little bit. And keep your knees bent, but lift the head up, bring the knees a little closer together. Keep pushing heels this way as you curl belly button to low back. Keep pressing the heels away from you as you release the arms. Chin stays toward your chest. Keep pressing heels away as you slowly lower all the way down. But once your shoulders land, reach the arms overhead. Big breath in. You can lengthen the legs out in front of you. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And then open mouth, exhale. Come back to the bent knee position that we started with. I'm going to scooch down. I landed off my mat. Feet together, knees together, arms in that W shape. Keep the head and the neck nice and long as you toggle the knees slowly from side to side. Even slower. And this time it might feel good to start to separate the feet a little wider. Let the knees drift apart. Eventually, let your windshield wiper knees turn into Shavasana, turn into stillness by slowly, gradually extending your legs away from your low back, letting your arms rest in whatever position feels most comfortable for you, softening the eyelids down, giving your body permission to relax, scanning for little pockets where maybe you're still holding pressure or gripping or there's tension. And just allowing some of that to siphon off little by little. It's like you're gently peeling back those layers of tightness. letting the muscles, letting the tissues relax, let them melt away from the bones. And stay here just for a few more moments. Listen for my voice shortly to end our practice. Start to deepen your breath, and as you do so, bring some movement back into the body. Circle the ankles and the wrists. You might add another long body stretch. I like to bend my knees with this one, lengthen out through the lower back. Eventually, work your way to a seat and come through the fetal position if you'd like first. You're trying not to rush out of the practice, even though there might be something pressing on your to-do list. So trying to keep a little bit of that smoother, maybe, dare I say, slower energy with us. Not that we aren't going to get plenty done if that's what the day demands. But there's an expression that I'll butcher here. We go slow to grow smoother. And from the smoothness, we go fast. So with that in mind, settle back in. Bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. We'll take one more of those cleansing breaths. So try and breathe into your lower palm first. Let the belly expand. Let the breath continue to roll up the torso, the sides into the front of the chest. The shoulders and the collarbones might even lift a little bit. Sip in even more breath at the top. Feel completely filled up. And when you're ready, let it all go. Thank you so much for joining me, for moving, for breathing, for slowing down a little bit. I hope it serves you well for the rest of the day, and I hope to see you again soon.